Look, bro, if you're feeling distracted, if you're feeling, anxious, unmotivated, you know, feel like you're comparing yourself to people all the time, feel like you're not doing good enough, like it might be time to log off. It might be time to get off social media. It might be time to fast and take a break from social media. I'm not saying social media is evil. I'm not saying it's bad. Well, it is kind of bad, but I'm not saying it's evil though. Like it's not the worst thing ever. But social media is controlling you. Social media is running your life. Social media is a top priority in your life when it shouldn't be. So it's time to take a break from it. It's time to fast. I'm not saying you got to quit forever. I'm not saying you got to log off and never look at social media again. But you do need to take a break, bro. Like you do need to intentionally step away for a little bit. Like it's time to log off. And I've done this, to start the year. I logged off Instagram. I haven't been on Instagram this whole year actually, which very proud of myself for that. But like the positives that come from this, like they're unmatched. Log off, bro. Like spend some time off of social media. It's a rest for your mind, it's a rest for your soul, it's a rest for your focus. It brings more motivation to your life. It helps you stop comparing yourself to others. It's kind of like fasting from a food that makes you bigger, or that you don't want to eat anymore. It's not just about removing that food from your life. It's not just about removing something from your life, but it's about replacing that something, with something way better, something that's better for you, something that benefits you, whether that be reading, whether that be self improvement, whether that be going on walks, going to the gym. Like, replace this time that you spend on social media. And I know it's a lot of time because I used to be the same way. Used to spend hours upon hours upon hours, literally just scrolling, looking at other people's lives, not even worried about my life. Like, that's not good for you. That's not good for your mental. That's not good for your soul, for your focus. Like, it's not good for you at all. Like, looking at other people's life all day, there's no way that's good for you, bro. Like, you're gonna constantly compare yourself to others. That's something I fell into before, where I'm just looking at other people's life all day and I'm wondering like why I'm not like them. I'm comparing myself to them when literally nobody has the same journey, nobody has the same path. Like everybody's plan is different. So why compare yourself to somebody else on social media? A person you may not even know. What I'm saying? A person you may not even have talked to before, but you're comparing yourself to them. Why? Why? Everybody's path is different. Everybody's plan is different. Like God has a plan for everybody in this world. So why compare yourself to others? Like that's a trap that social media sets for you. And then like you're scrolling more than you're building. You're scrolling more than you're putting in work. You're scrolling more than you're grinding towards your goals and towards your dreams. Like I said, I spent hours upon hours scrolling every single day. Got off Instagram, eliminated Instagram. I still struggle with TikTok. I'm trying to, get off that, but not all the way off, but like limit the time I'm on there. But I'm scrolling upon hours, and that's taking time away from what you could be building in your life. That's taking time away from the work you could be putting in, the time you could be putting into yourself, to your business, to whatever job you're working, like literally anything. Like you're scrolling more than you're building, so take a fast from social media and spend all that time you spend scrolling on yourself. Spend that time you spend scrolling, building something and building a business, building a brand, like whatever you want to do, bro. Like replace that time you spend scrolling on yourself, something better than just looking at other people's lives all day. Like that's not doing anything for you. And it gets you distracted from your purpose, from your relationships, from your connection with God. And I'll be the first one to tell you, when I was on Instagram, my relationship with God was not that good, because I'm not gonna say social media is nothing but negativity, but 90% of it is negativity. You're scrolling and seeing the shade room, you know, literally just being negative about people all day. Why? You're feeding yourself this negative energy, bro. Like, you don't need that negative energy in your life. Life is already going life. Life is already throwing things at you. So why add more negative energy from a app on your phone? You're adding unneeded, unwanted negative energy. Like, why do that? Why? Replace that time that you spent scrolling on yourself, spending on a relationship with God, spending it on, focusing on your purpose, focusing on your relationships, like anything, bro. Like, replace that time with something good. and social media makes you feel so drained after you use it. And it's like, that's why they tell you, like, don't scroll when you first wake up, or don't scroll before you go to sleep, because that messes up your sleep. It drains you because you're literally staring at a screen for hours upon hours, just scrolling, not doing anything. Like, it's going to drain you. It's going to make you tired. It's going to make you feel like, sluggish in a way. Like, you're going to be drained when you just scroll on social media for no reason. Like, just looking at other people's lives. Like, that's not good for you. I know I've said that a couple of times, but like, it's really not good for you at all. Like, fast from it, take a break from it, because that's only going to bring you nothing but clarity. It's going to clear your mind from the noise. It's going to clear your mind from the clutter. It's going to clear your mind from comparing yourself to others. And it helps you reconnect with the real world, your family, your friends, the man upstairs, just life in general. Like, you're not so connected to that phone. You're not so connected to that social media, and you bring more focus into your life when you take a fast from it, take a break from it. You spend more time on your goals. You spend more times on, your purpose, your health, your healing, literally whatever you want. Like, you have more time to put towards those things. You have more energy to put towards those things. I'll be the first one to tell you, I used to be the person that wake up in the morning and scroll for 2 hours before I even get out of bed, or scroll for 2 hours before I go to sleep. Like, those 4 hours in the day I could be spending on something else. I could be spending putting in work or grinding, or just working on me, focusing on me. Like, I could have spent those times doing so much more. And that's a lot of time I wasted. But now that I know what I know, like, I use that time way more wisely. I used to get up and scroll on Instagram first thing in the morning. That can't be good for you, bro. Like, you wake up and look at other people's lives first thing in the morning. Why? Just focus on yours. Take a break from the social media, take a detox from it, and free yourself from the validation addiction, because that's really what it is. Like, you post on social media to feel validation. I'm not gonna say everybody, but like, a lot of it is a validation addiction. Like, you want the likes, you want the views, you want the comments, you want people to tell you how good you look or how nice your outfit is. Like, you want the validation. Like, we're human. That's not a big thing, but in the grand scheme of things, like, it kind of is a big thing, because like I say, like, you don't need validation from anybody. As long as you feel confident in your skin, as long as you feel confident in what you're doing, what you're working on in your life, like, that's all you need. You don't need nobody else validation. You don't want to live just for other people's validation. And I feel like social media kind of, brings that validation addiction, if that's what you want to call it. And, that's not something that you constantly need in your life. Like, I'm not saying, like I said, get off social media forever, but detoxing and taking a break from it is definitely something that will benefit you, whether it be for 3 days, whether it be for a week, whether it be for a month, whether it be for a time period that you don't even set. You just get off of it until you feel like it's okay to get back on. Like, that's up to you. Like, that's your decision. That's your choice. You don't even got to get off of it at all. Like, that's up to you. But, there's so much more time that you can have in your day if you get off social media. There's so much more that you can do, that you can build, that you can create if you take a break and you fast from social media. You can replace that time with journaling, with praying, with building something, creating something, reading, working out. Like, there's so much more that you can do in your life, with the time that you used to spend on social media. And then, like, when you do take a break from it, you do fast from it, just like, see how you feel, reflect how you feel. I know me personally, I felt way better without Instagram. And I told you I'm trying to get off TikTok a little bit more, because I've been on TikTok a lot lately. I don't know why. But, like, I honestly felt more motivated. I felt better. I felt more at peace, without Instagram. And it's like, to a point where I don't even know when I'm gonna get back on it, or if I'm gonna get back on it. Cause like, I feel like my life has been way more peaceful without Instagram, not scrolling and looking at other people's life every day. And if you don't feel a difference, like, that's fine too. Like, get right back on it. It's your life. You do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But just, see how you feel after it, reflect on it and decide, how much space social media really deserves in your life. Decide how much space, or how much time you spend on social media. Like, it's up to you. Like I said, it's your life. You control it. You don't got to do anything that I say in any of these videos I talk, but, that's up to you. you know. But I do advise you, and I do feel like everybody needs to take a break from social media and fast from social media, even if it's for a short amount of time. You know, like it makes a difference in your life. I know it made a difference in mine. So like it can make a difference in yours too. Like for real. Like we're human. Like we were never meant to scroll through thousands of other people's lives before living our own life. You know, like I said, I used to be a person who wakes up and scrolls for hours upon hours worrying about other people's lives before I even worried about mine. And that, like I said, that's no way that's good for you. So we weren't made and we weren't put here to scroll and look at 1,000 other people's lives before living our own. We got to live our own life first. We got to put ourselves first. And, you know, I know a lot of people may feel like social media, you can be on social media and put yourself first. Like you can, like no doubt in my mind. But for the people that are on social media a lot, spend a lot of time scrolling, like you're really putting social media before your own life. Like there's a lot of people out here that can't even go out in public without scrolling on Instagram or scrolling on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like just live in the present day, bro. Like live your life. Don't worry about what other people got going on. Stop comparing yourself to others on social media. Stop looking for validation on social media. Like just go live your life. Just go live your life. Put your life first. There's time for social media. There's time for scrolling. Like we're human. We're gonna do it. But put your life first. You know, put your mental clarity first. Put you first. Like your peace is worth more than your feed. Your peace is worth more than the followers you get on Instagram. Your peace is worth more than looking at other people's lives on Instagram. Like your peace is worth way more. You know, so just log off, you know, fast from it, take a break and plug into your purpose. You know, find your purpose. You know, start working on and building whatever it is you want to build, whatever it is you want to create, whatever it is you want to work on. Like go start doing that and use all the time you spend on social media on yourself. You know, use all that time focusing on yourself and building and becoming the best person you want to be. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. You want to wait to 300 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see you in the next one.